Duncan Ferguson, or Big Dunc, known as the hardest man in football and one of the last true hard men of the game. Duncan Ferguson is a legend of football with a terrifying reputation. He has 4 convictions for assault, 2 on the pitch and 2 off the pitch. He spent time in Glasgow's tough Barlinnie Prison after becoming the first ever football player to receive a custodial sentence for an on-pitch incident. This was when he headbutted John McStay in a match between Glasgow Rangers and Wraith Rovers. The incident was caught on camera and led to an assault conviction, and Duncan would serve 3 months in Barlinnie. Here's Duncan talking about that time in prison.
It was tough. You had to watch your back all the time, constantly, 24/7. Anybody behind you, you turn very quickly. So it was frightening. The odd we call them Mars bars. The odd scars in the prison, and you could get slashed for £2. Okay, so the currency in the prison was phone cards. If I gave you said a phone card, and there's £2 credit on it. You never give me that phone card back, or that £2, you're getting cut. Violence was all over. You know?
The return of Duncan Ferguson, much to the fans' delight. He'd done his time and now it was back to business.
The headbutt incident cemented Duncan's reputation as a true enforcer and someone whose fury could boil over at any point. In 2001, he broke a burglar's jaw after he discovered 2 intruders breaking into his house. He thought he'd actually killed one of the burglars and tried to resuscitate him. Duncan had been laying on his settee when he heard the intruders breaking in.
Burgled, right? I've 2 fellas broken into my house, and I was angry then.
I can't imagine.
But I was angry then because I felt that what are they doing to me? Why are they doing this to me? Because I'm one of the lads. Dunc's one of the lads, you know what I mean? He's a good fella.
Yeah.
He knows everybody in the city. Do you know what I mean? He's untouchable. That's what I felt. I was untouchable, really, in my mind. Of course I wasn't. Somebody's breaking into my house. That made me angry. But that's what was going through my mind. What are you doing breaking into my house? So I'm lying on the couch, tracksuit bottoms on, top off, trainers at the side of me. So I've just put my trainers on. They're right there. I had no top on. I was ripped in, by the way. I could take my top off.
Lad, you're still in good shape. Don't be kidding no one.
I could see the 2 shadows coming through my conservatory, you know what I mean? I got a grip of one of them, you know what I mean? And that's when I got angry, because I got angry and I really unloaded on the fella, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really followed in, like, you know what I mean? And to the state where I actually thought I'd killed him. And I basically was trying to resuscitate him then. So you go for actually going, you know, for actually unloading on the fella to try to help him then, you know what I mean?
Hi everyone, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, it would mean the world to me if you would please hit the subscribe button, as actually 80% of my viewers haven't subscribed yet, and it's all free, it won't cost a thing. And my next goal is to get the 100,000 subs, so thank you very much if you do subscribe. Please leave a comment, hit the thumbs up button, as it really helps with the channel. Thank you so much. Duncan Ferguson was a throwback to the times of football where heart, guts and aggression could win a match. Martin Keown said of Duncan, he was terrifying and you could feel his presence even before the match had started. Sol Campbell, when asked who the hardest man he ever faced was, replied without hesitation, Duncan Ferguson, no doubts. David Moyes said there was no one like him on the pitch and you wanted him on your side every time. So Duncan Ferguson was born in December 1971 in Stirling, Scotland. He gravitated towards football, and even as a youth he was an imposing figure at 6'4", and his aggressive nature really set him apart. He began his professional career with Dundee United in 1990.
Fairly tamely headed goal once by Duncan Ferguson, but Martin fumbles and allows the ball to cross the line. 1-0 to United. Ferguson pleasantly surprised. Not such a bad week for him after all, maybe.
His physical dominance and aerial dominance caught the attention of bigger clubs, and in 1993 Rangers paid a then record Scottish transfer fee of £4 million for Duncan.
I think nothing too much pressure there, but obviously once you start playing, I think if a couple of games didn't go your way, you know, they'll be calling you the £4 million flop and all this.
What truly set Duncan apart was his menacing aura. He didn't need to speak. His sheer presence alone was often enough to unnerve even the most seasoned of players. The Ferguson glare, an icy cold stare full of menace, was said to be more effective than any tackle. Defenders would look over their shoulder before jumping for a header, and goalkeepers would think twice before diving at his feet. In the era before VAR and endless camera angles, Duncan thrived on intimidation and raw emotion. He was a nightmare for defenders, as he was strong in the air and he was fearless in a tackle and always ready for battle. In 1994, Duncan moved south of the border, joining Everton. It was at Goodison Park that Big Dunc became a legend, with his bruising style, never say die attitude, and his loyalty to his fans. He earned cult status amongst the Everton faithful. Here he is sending a nice message to one of his fans, which still has an air of menace to it. And I'll put a link in the description to this short because the comments are hilarious, so check it out and read the comments.
Hey young Tom, you're right son, it's Duncan Ferguson here from Everton Football Club. I just wanted to wish you all the best, pal. Your teacher, old Tom, has told me you've been fucking slacking off a wee bit in your photography, is that right? We can't be having that, mate. You better get your finger out alright and make sure that you get the fucking results. And if you get the results right and you stick in, I'll come and see you. Alright? I'll take you for a bit of lunch or I'll come to your house or something, eh? We'll sit down and have a wee chat. Is that alright, mate? So you make sure you stick in, eh? Come on, don't fuck the job up. Anyway, look, there's Goodison for you. What do you think of that? Hopefully you'll be back soon, lad, eh? Alright, mate. Stick in, son. God bless you, Big Dunc. Take care.
Duncan made 239 appearances at Everton, scoring 72 goals. Duncan was feared by the opposition and respected by his teammates. Stories of players being intimidated even before they stepped onto the pitch were common. His eyes, cold and fixed, with his explosive temper, made him a psychological weapon as well as a physical one. After retiring in 2006, Duncan surprised many by moving over to Spain and avoiding the spotlight. He did return to Everton as caretaker manager, where during his time on the sidelines, fans got to see flashes of the old Dunc, running down the touchline, thumping his chest and lifting ball boys in celebrations. Despite his reputation, those that have worked with Duncan since his retirement often describe a thoughtful, loyal and even gentle man, which is a stark contrast to his enforcer persona. Duncan Ferguson is remembered as one of the true hard men of football. In an era increasingly dominated by the technicalities of the game and finesse, Duncan Ferguson was a throwback to a time where aggression, courage and menace could win a match. Hi everyone, I hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed the video on Duncan Ferguson, Big Dunc. Been meaning to do that one for a while because obviously he is a true legend of football and widely regarded as the hardest man in football. So let me know what you think of the video. Let me know how you're all doing as well. Please leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, let me know how you're all doing. I'm back on a regular track now with the videos, so should be another one coming out in another few days. I've got a little flow going now, so fingers crossed I can keep it up. But you know, sometimes things get in the way with work and stuff, but I've got a bodyguarding job coming up next week, so I'll be away for a few days. Yeah, but I'll still try and get some videos out, and I'll still try and reply to the comments, see how you're all doing, and just keep an eye on everything. Yeah, but yeah, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate that, and like, please leave a like and please share as well. Catch up with you all in the next video. Thank you.